Good morning, students. Today I shall show you the first Java program to display the text hello world as the output. Now I shall make use of the notepad editor to write this Java program. So let me first minimize this window and let me create a notepad document. So here it is. This is the notepad file where I am going to type the Java program to display the text called hello world. Now remember that every Java program starts by specifying a class. Okay. Now for specifying the class, I have to use the class keyword like this. Okay, and then write the name of the class. Okay, since this is my first Java program, so let me specify the name of the class as first program. Okay, and after defining the class, okay, you have to set the body of the class. The body of the class is represented by the opening curly parenthesis and the closing curly parenthesis like this. Okay, and inside the body of this class, okay, I am going to put the main method. The main method should be written like this. It should start with the keyword public followed by static, then void, and then main. So the main method is like this: public static void main. Okay, then I shall put a small bracket, okay, the opening small bracket and the closing small bracket, and inside the opening and the closing small bracket I shall put the data type string. Okay, the string is regarded as a data type. Now I shall be explaining you about data types in detail from the next class, but as of now just remember that inside this main method I shall put this data type called string for this variable or argument called known as args. Now just as how the class specified by the name first program has an opening and a closing brace, okay, that represents the body of the class, in the same way the main method shall also have a body that shall be represented by the opening and the closing curly brace. So just remember that this is the opening curly brace of the class, this is the closing curly brace of the class. Similarly, this is the opening curly brace of the main method and this is the closing curly brace of the main method. Now since the main method lies within the class called first program, that's why the body of the main method is also within the class called first program, that is, it's inside the class. Now remember that the main method is the entry point of the Java program. Okay, that means the point of execution of a Java program always starts from this main method, and every Java program, okay, should have this main method. The opening and the closing curly braces represent the body of this main method. Now since in this question I am asked to display the text called hello world as the output, okay, so for that I have to write the Java statement like this. You have to type system.out.println, okay, and inside that, okay, within parentheses you have to put the text hello world. And since you want this text hello world to be displayed exactly as it is in the output, that's why you put it within inverted comma like this. Now look at here in this state part of the statement, that is system.out.println. Here system represents the Java library class, okay, and out represents the object of the Java library class called system, and println here represents the method of the object called out. This println method prints the output on a standard output device, okay. In this case it's going to print the text hello world, okay, in a standard output device. The output device can be a monitor, it can be a printer, okay. Now in this current example I am going to print this text hello world in the monitor, okay. So for that the representation of the statement should be like system.out.println and within bracket put the text hello world within inverted comma, so that this text shall get displayed exactly as it is in the output. And remember that every Java statement should end with a semicolon or terminate with a semicolon. That is why after the end of this statement I have placed a semicolon. So this is the semicolon. Now after writing the Java program in the notepad editor, you should bring your mouse cursor over here and click on file, save as. Then you should give a name to this file. Now that our class name is first program, okay, so I shall give the file name as first program. And since this is a Java program, that's why just after typing first program I shall give the dot and then write JAVA, okay, which is Java. So first program dot Java represents that this is a Java program. And in the next row, okay, under save as type, don't choose text documents, okay, choose all files. Now you are going to save this file, that is first program.java, in which particular location, okay. Let me save it in the desktop. So I shall do that by clicking on this save button. As a result, our program identified by the name first program has been saved in the desktop. So let me minimize this notepad window. So here is our first Java program, okay. This is the icon of notepad, okay, representing the Java program, which is first program. Now I shall show you how to compile and run this Java program so that you can see the text hello world in the output, okay. So for that you have to press Windows R from the keyboard, okay. Windows doesn't mean that I am telling you to type the alphabets WINDOWS. No, there is a Windows icon in your keyboard, okay. You check out the Windows icon in your keyboard, okay. Just press Windows with the help of one finger and then press R with the help of another finger. On doing that you will see a dialog box like this, okay. Here it's written open CMD, okay. If it's not written as open CMD, you type CMD here or you choose CMD from here, okay. So there are many options, just choose CMD and then click OK. So on doing that, see I shall see users user, okay, but the Java program that I have stored is under my desktop. So for that I shall type cd desktop. So now I am inside my desktop and the Java program inside my desktop is identified by the name first program, okay. So this is the Java program that I have to compile, and for compiling a Java program, okay, you have to use the Java C keyword, okay, like this JAVAC, okay. Give a space and then write the name of the Java program, which is first program.java. So like this we have to compile the Java program. and we have done it with the help of this Java C keyword. Now this Java C keyword, okay, represents the Java compiler. Okay, now why this compilation process is necessary? Because see, before running the program and displaying the text in the output, okay, the Java C compiler, okay, will check for any errors in the program. If it detects any errors in the program, okay, it will pinpoint the error to you, that the error is in this particular line number, like that. Okay, so the Java C compiler makes sure that if any error is encountered in the program, it will display the list of errors and the cause of the errors to you. And the another thing that this Java C compiler does, that the source code, okay, that's written in Java, okay, shall be converted into bytecode. So that is another functionality of the Java C compiler. So as soon as I press enter, the source code which is written in Java for this program, that is first program, shall be converted into the bytecode. And as long as it gets converted into the bytecode, as you can see, this is the Java file which is first program, and this is the class file which has been generated for our Java program. Okay, and the class file has been generated only if the compilation process was a success. Okay, now since the compilation process in this case was a success, that's why the class program has been created for the Java program. Okay, you can see two files here, okay, with the same name, first program. The previous one was the Java program, okay, with .java extension, and the current one is the class file, okay, which has been generated just now. Now after the compilation process, when the Java code has been converted into the bytecode, the next step will be to use the Java interpreter. Okay, and then I shall write the name of the Java program, which is again here first program. So let me write that. Okay, now on typing this statement, that is Java first program, okay, where Java is the interpreter, okay, as you know that the Java C compiler has first converted the Java source code into the bytecode. Now from the bytecode, okay, it has to be translated into the machine code. Okay, so that job is done by the Java interpreter. Okay, so remember that Java C is the compiler and Java is the interpreter. Java C, okay, converts the Java source code into the bytecode, and the Java interpreter converts the bytecode into the machine code. And once the bytecode gets translated into the machine code, okay, the text hello world gets displayed in the output. So this is the output, which is the text hello world, and that was displayed only after typing the statement Java first program, where Java is the interpreter.